I'm going crazy. Task 15, create user accounts. Download a list of users to be created from blah, 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 blah. Once again, I already have the file, but in the example, just double get this. Using the password file you created previously, but they like to use this kind of wording. Create it as well in the exam. Fuck me. Create a playbook called elsewhere. Classic. Create this playbook that create user accounts like this. User with job description of the developer should be create an unmeasured node of dev and have this password and bring home to dev groups. User with job description of manager should be run on the prod host group. This password, blah, 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 blah. And everything should be stored on the SHA-512. So download the user list. With this user list, create a YAML file with these descriptions. If he has a description of developer, should be created on the dev, and if it's manager, should be on the prod. So developers go to dev, managers go to prod. That's basically it. The user list shows something like this. All right. So it's basically, if it's developer, it will the user dev IDM should be created on all the dev machines, inventory machines, and if it's manager, it should be created on the prod machines. It's simpler than it seems. Okay. So if it's called developer, goes to the prod group machines and it's called dev IDM, and if it's manager, goes to the prod host group, which is called ops ADM. Okay, and 512. So this is the playbook that will make these things work. Users.yaml, and go console vm users.yaml. This is probably one of the most complicated. So the more complicated ones are the LVM ones, and this one. So these are very, very time consuming. So I would advise you to leave this one if you see it, and that LVM thing, because they are very time consuming. Very time consuming. But here we go. User with job description of developer should be. Go on. So run on dev and run on test. Did they say that on the question? Yeah, dev and test. Yeah. So these ones are going to be dev and test, and that one is going to be on prod. Okay. Pull the file, pull locker. Okay. Create a group if not exist. Okay. And it's going to loop through DevOps. You can just put name here, blah, 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 but I like to get myself into the habit of doing like this. It's very clean and very reusable. I could just say name DevOps. Yeah, but by doing this playbook can be very reusable on other situations. And test the role, and you can create with a password, okay? And loop through all the users that are developer. And then you go to prod, same files, and create the user, okay? So iterate the files, see which belongs to where, and create the users and give it the password. There's more below. Easy. There's more below. Okay. Then create the user and give it the password. So this is just going to loop through the files and through the groups and create the corresponding groups. Okay. Once again. Cool. And now we'll have the time of our life. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. This will fail, I know. I just want you guys to see it failing. Blah, 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 blah. Because you need to pass on the default password. Default. Password. File. And I swear, is it true? I'm giving it all to you. Ignore the deprecation warnings. It just works. And it's done. And it's done. Congrats, guys. Task 15, it's all done. We have checked all those files. What camera? Huh? I have been recording for so many hours at this point. I have had to reshoot so many things, but I love you guys, my big beautiful bastards. So at this point, it iterates all the files and uses the vault file, and these are created according to their rules. So everything is working like they requested. Like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps, and I'll see you in the next one.